It. Yo, what's good with it, Pack fam? It's your boy Resume again. We here for the 0 day call. We're looking at the last 0 day of the year, December the 30th, Friday. We're gonna see what we got cracking tonight. This is the 0 day class. So for those of you that are new to the pack or new members or just new to the strat in general, this particular class is really focused on identifying good setups, good trades, potentially to take for tomorrow. And we're looking at 0 day, meaning the contracts that expire tomorrow. So we're looking at December 30th contracts for tomorrow. And what that means is that these contracts are highly volatile. They are a bit on the riskier side. So there is the potential for these trades to, for one, they are risky, so they can't go opposite direction of you. And then two, there, what comes great risk comes great reward. So there is the potential to get, really good wins. And so in order to do that, we have developed a process that we go through to identify potentially good setups for these 0 days. And I think consistently over the life of the group, for about 2 years now, we seem to have sustained this process pretty consistently. And so yeah, we're going to get into it. We'll delve into the process, get into some setups, and as always, drop your tickers in the chat. I do have a hard stop like right at 7 or a little bit after 7. But what I did, I went ahead and did some homework before the class tonight. So I do have some tickers that I was looking at that we can get into as well. So without any further delay, we're going to get right into that. So without any more time, you go ahead and start dropping tickers in the chat. First of which, and I'll just get into mine. I didn't have a whole bunch, but there was a few that I wanted to look at. The first of which, just going off memory here, was the African Americans, which was Alcoa, ticker AA. And so looking at AA, we saw this, looks like a 212 on the 4-hour setting up here. We are looking at also a very strong 2 up on the day. Looks like price really took off after that 2 down day yesterday. We are also 2 up on the week, and looks like we're still inside. Are we still inside of the month? No, yeah, we're 2 up on the month. Looks like it failed 2 up on the month. Looks like after retracement, we're trying to push back up. So we're looking at this 212 tomorrow. Looking at an entry at a level above what we got here, 46.68. Be looking to take an entry there or above that level, and looking to take this one to this broad information range around the 47.50 level. So about $1 move potentially on that 0 day contract. Just thinking of it from a conservative perspective. Not looking for the 6% move that we got today, but looking for some continuation going into tomorrow for the African Americans. And then also, I'm just gonna have to go to my list real quick. So also here, I had X and CLF as other material setups that look similar. I would say X had the strongest price action today out of the two between X and CLF. So that'll be the one I'll kind of focus on here. Obviously, we have the 4-hour continuation. We're 2 up on the 4-hour, pretty strong today. And we had an overall strong inside day. So we'll be looking for this 212 back to the upside tomorrow on the daily time frame. We're looking at an entry above $25.63 for this one here. And I'll be looking at a couple of targets north of $26 on that one. And again, this was one that has a high volatility when it comes to these 0 day contracts. So if you catch the right entry on this one and take that move, a lot of times X can pay you really well on these 0 day contracts. So that's one to be mindful of as well. And that's X. And I'll just briefly look at CLF. I mean, it's pretty much similar setup to the others. Just didn't have as strong price action as the other two. So if I was just gonna pick between those three materials plays, I'd be looking at AA as well as X over CLF. However, long term, CLF is at a lower price range, so it has a higher potential to make a larger move on the underlying. So maybe for a longer setup, that may be something to look at. But so yeah, materials. Looks like that one's showing some strength. Excuse me. Now I'm going to hop over to some energy stocks. Also had a few on there that I wanted to take a look at. And so we'll take a look at MRO is one. So yeah, looking at MRO, we had a 2 up on the 4 hour, but we also had to fail to we had a 2 down day today, failed 2 down. So we'll be looking at a rev strat on the day on MRO above $26.98. So we're about 20 cents away from entry point on that one. So that'll be one to consider as well for energy if energy does push up tomorrow. And it is a Friday special, so it does perform very well on these 0-day contracts. But as we talked about on today's calls, MRO will retrace on you after it makes that breakout move. So just be mindful of that, so you don't feel like this one of those you can just hold on to. So just be mindful of that. And then another one here I was looking at is Halliburton. Looking at Halle Berry, we got a failed 2 downs on the day, very strong buying action on the day. So we're looking at a rev strap potentially on the day here above 39.10. We're about 23 cents away from entry on Halliburton currently. So that'll be one to keep your eye out for as well going into tomorrow. And energy, has been showing strength all this week. So we'll see if that continues. But I really like the behavior of this one right now. Let's keep it going here. I had XOM also on there. So XOM. Not sure if we even got to look at XOM, but similar deal with XOM. Here we go. So XOM, we had a strong inside day today. We're right up under a quarterly BF. We didn't get rejected too strong. Price is still showing strength there. So we'll be looking for a 212 to the upside. We're looking at an entry here about 109.72 as an entry for XOM. Exxon, we're just hovering right here at this quarterly BF level. And so XOM is another one in the energy sector looking good. But there's plenty of others across the energy sector that look really good in that spectrum. So not sure if there's something else to say on that one. I felt like it wasn't what I was looking for. So then there was a couple others, outliers that I thought would be worth consideration. The first of which was in the communication sector. Communications has actually been showing strength this week. So just looking at Netflix as one, potentially showing some strength for tomorrow. Not having the same level of conviction as the other two sectors I was just going through, but just keeping this one in the tuck in case the market does want to give us a little bit more juice tomorrow, which kind of aligns with my thesis. So you may have some buying out of Netflix tomorrow just to continue from today's price action. So we're looking at an entry of a 212 on the 4 hour above 292.33. And that'll also give us 2 up on the day here above 295.50. So we'll be looking for Netflix to continue up. That'll also turn the week green. Not sure if we'll get to turn the month green, but we'll definitely be in range to turn the week back green as well on Netflix. So that's one in communications that I'll be monitoring as well. And then I want to look at one more, and then I will get into what's in the chat. What tickers y'all got in the chat? So the last one is TGT, aka the Friday special target. Looking at a couple things here. We did break through that broad information on the 4 hour. We kind of gapped over it this morning. We closed out with an inside candle, so we're looking at a 212 on the 4 hour above 149.10. And so that'll be our level for entry. Be looking for this one to go take out this monthly broadening formation at around 151 flat. Will be the level of the next BF, and that'll be what I'm looking at for target if we do get the move to the upside tomorrow, and the market does give us a little juice. That'll be what I'll be looking at, and those are the ones I mainly will be looking for tomorrow. I'll get these typed up on my list, and so now I'm going to transition and take a look and see what you guys put in the chat, and then we'll go through those tickers to round out the last half hour. Snow and VLO Goose. We're gonna take a look at Snow first. So looking at Snow, 2 up on the day, strong showing this week so far. Be looking for Snow to go continuation tomorrow. 2 up on the day. I don't have the BFs on there though, so I don't know what's ahead of us or what's above us. But then we've got the 212 on the 4 hour. Your entry would be above 143.94. And if we are bullish tomorrow on SPY, which I believe we will be, I would reasonably assume that this one would move in force tomorrow as well, to give you some price action to the upside. Until I draw some BFs on there, I'm not sure what price level I'll be wanting to target, but I do get the sense this one will be 2 up tomorrow with SPY doing as expected. So Snow definitely is one to keep an eye on. Not sure how the contracts will look for tomorrow, but in terms of the price action, I think if SPY does what we expect it to do, then we should see that would move up. The next one here is VLO. This was another one in the energy sector that looked really good for tomorrow. I just didn't want to overdo it with the energy tickers, but yeah, we got the Chicago set up. This is actually a Luca we were talking about on the call today. We were talking about the Luca setup, the 21312 potentially on VLO. Entry would be above 126.52. So we'll be looking to see how that plays out. Entry would be right at the broadening formation level, and so we'll see if we get to push above that and get into this open area right here on price. So VLO looks very solid for tomorrow. I don't even have a level set on that yet. Let me put an alert on that one. So 126.52.
Thanks, Resume.
Oh yeah, for sure. VLO look like a bad boy, and that's one of those pack exclusive, man. Don't nobody play that but us. So I like that. Let me see. 126.70. This one barely went 2 up on the day. Good one. So yeah, VLO looks solid for tomorrow. I mean, that's a good one. Definitely want to keep on your watch. Look at that damn Jamia. 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 Come on, chart. There we go. Man, look at that. Strong. Strong day today on Jamia. We want to see, obviously you'll be fighting against, continuity on the macros, but as far as like today's price action is very strong. And if price action continues from today, then you can see that 212 on the 4 hour continue above, what is this, $3.35. So that'd be your level for entry on the 4 hour on Jamia. And that'll give you get continuation on the day at the same level. So 2 up on the day as well as your entry for the 4 hours at the same level. So Jamia is at a very low level. Not certain. I'm kind of on the fence, in terms of if we'll get the price action we need tomorrow. But if SPY behaves like it's been behaving, then shit, then I could see this one continuing tomorrow as well. So yeah, keep that one on your watch as well for Jamia. It looks good. It's just, I don't like it that it's been in a trend going down, but I think it's reacting to SPY. So if SPY continues tomorrow, then you can see Jamia move with it. That would be my thesis on that one. Outside of that, I would probably probably not play it. So now looking at Coke. So Coke closed with the inside day today. Got the inside 4, came back to the monthly broadening formation. There's also a weekly BF there at that level. My expectation would be for this one to continue up and create another higher low on the day for this one. We got a Chicago closed inside. We're trapped between these two broadening formations. So right now, obviously we got the 3 down yesterday. So looking at the 3, and you see the direction we're going, we had the 3 and we had to push up from there. So my expectation is that we do get to Chicago tomorrow, 312 to the upside. Your entry would be above 64.15. And at 64.15, that's going to put you right at the top of that monthly broadening formation. And so if price action does perform well tomorrow and is bullish, you're moving into that open area range. And so you're looking at like a 64.81 level, potentially as a next level for like any kind of corrective activity. So that'll be one Coke tomorrow. If it breaks and it busts through that monthly broadening formation, you cooking with grease. And we like Coke. That thing been showing out last few months. All right, we got Zima. Zim, I look at this one similar to Jamia in the sense of I will be looking at these at from a buy low, sell high perspective on the swing. But as far as like the 0 days, I'd be a little cautious about it because you need that run to continue. But just looking at the day, if you just take out all the other factors and you're looking at the day, we do potentially have that variable for us to go to continuation tomorrow after the 212 today, and give us a 312 Chicago on the 4 hour as well, with the entry above 1818. But I just looking at the price level that it's at, I'd be more interested in buying a long position on this one than I would be focusing on a 0 day. 0 days, I want something that's already moving in that direction. I'm taking it. This right here is like, ooh, I'm going to catch a discount and I'm going to take this thing from the lower end of the range to the other side of the range. So just a function of the thought process that's on it. Oh, yeah, no problem. Jessica, let's take a look at Verizon. This is another one that looks strong as well.
It's brick, man, but
That Verizon looked really good. It was another one. Communications have been looking strong, similar to what I was referencing with Netflix. So we got 2 up on the 4 hour. We had a little bit of pullback to go back and retest that quarterly broadening formation. But now on the day, we closed with the inside day. Price broke above the broadening formation and then pulled back underneath. Looks like we closed right there at it. So I'll be looking for a continuation on the day, bullish continuation, 212 above 39.53. I am bullish on communications tomorrow, just based on how the setups are looking from a technical standpoint. So it looks bullish from the technicals. So I'll be looking out for that one, and as well as Netflix tomorrow in the communications sector. But again, like I mentioned earlier, the higher conviction stuff will be in materials and energy, just because of how price action is performing. But communications has been doing pretty good this week compared to other stuff that's influenced by SPY. So something to say for that. It's showing relative strength against what SPY is doing. So you like to see that. So now PBR, we had a outside morning candle followed by a 2 down on the 4 hour. Closed out with a hammer. Expectation would be we get a 322 back to the upside, so you get a 2 up tomorrow morning. Would be my expectation on PBR, and this one actually could have been a Luca, but it went 2 down. But yeah, I'll be looking for this one to push back up and go back and retest these broad formations. I think it was around 1085, somewhere in that level. The failed 3 down, I know, right? So yeah, that'll be what I'm looking at there on that one. Not sure if we'll have the strength to go 2 up on the day, but I could see us with a very strong inside day tomorrow on PBR. But like I said, if energy's strong, like it's showing, I can see this one continuing to push up, close out the week with a strong 2 up candle. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, PBR, it doesn't look as strong as some of the others on the 4 hour simply because of the price action on that 4 hour and how it continued to sell off after the morning candle, whereas some of the others, they had a little stronger reverse. And so they have more like inside candles on the 4 hours. So that's the slight difference. It's just the buying and the strength of the buying in those tickers. But yeah, PBR, similar thought process.
Hey, Reza.
Yo.
For some reason, my PBR, my 4 hours showing a 2-1. What you got? You got a 3-2?
Yep, I got a 3 in the morning, and then the 2 down in the afternoon, 2 down hammer. And yeah, so I'll be looking tomorrow to go 2 up.
Okay. All right. Mine's showing a 2-1. That's why I asked about it. All right, appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, okay. Thanks. Check that. After hours, make sure after hours are off and all that good stuff. But you probably already did that.
Yeah, my bad. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So Dana, looking at Plug here. Plug, similar deal. I'll be looking at this one just because, the price action has been pushed down. We're at a discount level, $11.49. I'll just be thinking about it from a buy low, sell high perspective versus like something for 0 day. So my thought process would be, is this a level where I feel it's going to reverse back to the upside, or do I expect there to be more downside movement on this one? And if the answer is more downside movement, you do nothing, and then you wait until you get to the point where you feel it's ready to go up, and then you can buy into it. If you feel like it's going to reverse right here, then yeah, you can buy into it. But just for the 0 day aspect of it, I would be a little cautious just because the trend is what it's been over the last like 10, 15 weeks. So, my mindset is like, this thing's been pretty bearish. So the 1 day move looks good, but I don't know if it's enough for me to put my money into it. So that would be the only thought for an option. Now, if I'm looking at shares, then like, hell yeah, that's like a great buy point for Plug, So you just got to see like, are we at a broad information level? The answer to that is no. So we're basically in the no zone. So it's basically a situation where it's got to figure itself out. It's not even reversing off of BF. So I would just let it be in that area right there. Even though the day it did give you a strong 4 hour setup, I don't have BFs that I'm reversing off of. I don't have it's not giving me the conviction that I would like to see from it. Sure. Yeah, he was. Let's take a look at Valet. Our good buddy Valet just be jumping around. So Valet, this boy here, man. Whew. It's just having some fights, getting through these broad formations right here. There's just a lot of sell orders, but there's also a lot of buying. So it's just you're getting a lot of choppy price action in this broad information level where the monthly level is, because as we know, it's been respecting those monthly broad information. So to me, it just seems as though it's just been consuming orders. And price is just pretty strong to where even when it's sending it down like this, it gets bought right back up. So we're not getting the massive sell-offs. And then today's price action after the gap up, you had, the retracement. And so that's just, normal price action after that gap up. So tomorrow I would expect this thing to go right back up. It don't look like it, but my expectation would be that it would go back up. If SPY goes up, it's gonna go up. If energy, I don't see a scenario where Vale won't go up tomorrow. This ain't even a technical analysis. This is just because technically it's like, oh, you got a red 3, and then you got a 2 down shooter. But we know how price action behaves off of those 3s. So I would just stick to that. More so than like looking at it in the microcosm of the 2 candles right there. And then if I'm wrong, it's just going to go back to that quarterly broadening formation. I don't see it dipping below that at 1680, somewhere in there. So either way, it's like I'll just end up buying some more. So I mean, for me, I don't see there isn't really a downside to this one. We just got to be patient. It's just got a lot of funky price action. It doesn't move like the rest of them, so it's just kind of like it jumps around, it gaps up, it pulls back the rest of the day, gaps down, and goes crazy the rest of the day. It just has some real odd price action. But that's my thesis. I got faith in it. I'm pretty convicted, and I'm heavily into it. I got a couple hundred contracts in that bad boy. So I'm in there. There we go. Yeah. So your 4 hour showing 2-1 PBR will not lose. Just check to see if your after hours is on.
Yeah, I got it, man. I just didn't want to.
Okay, my fault. Okay,
yeah, you good.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah, let's see. Okay, Bonita, let's check out Caterpillar real quick. Caterpillar, you know what? Caterpillar, even though the candles look different, it's got a similar behavior to what Vale's been doing with these broadening formations. It's bullish as hell, but it's fighting through these broadening formations. And as I talk about, those broadening formations oftentimes will have sell orders, especially if they're the top of a broadening formation. And so you're just seeing this thing kind of fight through and basically consume orders. And so you got the Luca setup right now on the 2131. So we're looking for the Luca to push to the upside tomorrow. We had all this selling, consuming all these sell orders, basically clearing out a path for us to go right back to the upside. So we're looking for the Chicago to the upside on the 4 hour above, what is this, 240.48 on Caterpillar. And then on the day, I think it was also 2 down on the day. And then on the day, we'd be looking for an entry, a rev strat above 241.61. Considering where price closed today, we're not far off from taking out either one of those triggers. So I'd be mindful of Caterpillar and watch how it opens, see how pre-market buying and price action is. But yeah, I'd be looking for this one to make a move tomorrow. If the market is bullish, a lot of this stuff is going to be dependent on SPY. So if SPY gives us that 2 up tomorrow, that 2 up on the week, forget about it. Forget about it. So yeah, it's Caterpillar. It's all about SPY with that one. Next one we got top. Take a look at this. Apple. Yeah, man. Nah, man, I'm cool on Apple, man. When the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, so on Apple, we got the 212 setting up. Got 212 on the 4 above that 130.24 level. Man, Apple hit a 125.87. Wow. So that looks decent. Not sure, like the whole thing about me is the 0 days. Like I'm looking at these price levels as like long potential levels, but just understanding what I'm, just thinking about what I'm thinking about. It's like, I have a thesis that the market's going to continue to go down. So, like what we may see is like some short-term buying and then go right back down. But just looking at the price level and where we are overall, I'd be looking more so as like accumulating the asset at such a cheap price versus playing the 0 day. the 0 day, it just doesn't give me confidence. I want to see something in a trend in the direction of the trade I'm going already. That gives me more confidence, because then if I get a pullback or TTO, I'm going to want to get out of something like this versus something that's been going up for 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, and I'm just catching a TTO on that. Then I'll be more inclined to hang in there if it does pull back or something. So that's kind of like my mindset when I consider those. But if you do play Apple, because the market, like I was just saying, SPY, I do anticipate going 2 up tomorrow. So if that happens, then yeah, we're looking at an entry above 130.48. So there's two competing thoughts. You got the thought of what this looks like technically in terms of the trend, and then you got the other thought of that this thing's dependent upon SPY. So if SPY goes up tomorrow, this bad boy is probably going to go with it. And so for that reason, you still have a bullish case to make on that. So just giving you my synopsis, but definitely if SPY goes up, this was going with it. And my thesis is that SPY will go up. So take that as you may. But yeah, I'm bullish on it overall. I just don't like what it's been doing. So it's like, oh, we'll get a 2-day pop or a 1-day pop on Apple, but you already know that. TSM looks strong again. Tech, SPY, Apple, all those, yeah. So it's all setting up for it to give us another run. You see the Broadening formation right here, right above 76. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much, what we're thinking about in terms of price action, where it's going to go. So I'll be looking at that as well on TSM. It doesn't give us any entries, though. It's already in force, but it does look strong. What do I track? What I use to track the heavy selling, sell orders, buying. A lot of times I'm looking at like the tape on E-Trade. Like I can just type in any ticker and it'll just pull up the tape for me. So I can monitor the transactions that way. But a lot of times I'm looking, like I'm anticipating the buying or the selling, because I'm not looking at it from like a day-to-day or a week-to-week standpoint. I'm more so looking at it from like a series of a period of time. And so, like, hey, I know buying is going to occur from this date to this date, and then I expect the sell-off to occur here. It's like this year we basically explained like, hey, we expect buying to occur in energy all the way until expiration week of June. And if you go to the charts on XLE right now, and you look at the June 13th week, or I think it was June 13th, 16th, whatever. If you look at that week, the third week, you will see the massive 2-down candle. I mean, just to the T. So I'm anticipating it in that way versus looking at it from like a day-to-day. Like when I was day trading and scalping and trading SPY every day, yeah, that was different. You're looking at the tape and you're trying to get every edge you can get. But I've kind of morphed and become, a little more laid back in that regard. So I don't do as much of that. I literally point out 0 days to do the day trades and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, Trent. Definitely. Yeah.
Hey, Resume, can I ask you a question, brother?
Absolutely.
So, how do you, when you're taking a day trade, maybe you can use the one you have up on your screen as an example.
Mm-hmm.
How do you utilize the point of control? I'm kind of not too strong on that part of my game.
Right. So I think, for me, I use the point of control is like a tool or added bit of information in my eyes. And so I look at it from the standpoint of, obviously from a technical standpoint, it's just the highest price, it's the price level with the highest amount of volume. So how that reflects to me is that if I'm under that price level and I approach it, I may face selling at that level because of such the amount of volume that's there. And then if I'm below it, I could see that level as where I could find some buying or liquidity. So I look at it in that context, like, almost to the degree of like a broad information in a sense where like I know when I get to a broad information, there's going to be orders there. And so I anticipated in that regard. I think as you trade more and seeing it in motion, you can see certain scenarios that give you insight into what may occur. So like we've seen situations where price will trade above a point of control, let's say on the day or the week. And it does that, and it trades like hovers it, or it just stays above it for consecutive candles. And that was always an indicator to us when we were trading together before we even opened the pack. Like, oh, we used to look at it like a launch pad. So if we see consolidation happening right above the point of control, we're thinking like, oh, this thing is squeezes, consolidation. We're getting ready for a breakout. So there's like certain things that you can glean from observing, how price action reacts to it. But as far as like specific decision making, I'm not gonna take a contract because it hit this point of control or not, kind of thing. But it is an added bit of information, and it's important. I've seen a lot of tickers reverse off that point of control, or get rejected off that point of control. So I look at it as like it is significant in that regard, but I don't look at it from like, oh, I'm going to trade it when it hits point of control or that kind of decision making.
So let's say like you're going to take a 4-hour up just on a day trade. You're going to take a 4-hour up and you're already above the point of control. That's bullish, right?
Oh, well, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's bullish. If you're already above it, it really is no factor to you. I mean, it's more so like if you want to consider downside levels. So if the trade was to go against you, maybe the point of control is below you, and you can say, hey, if it comes to the point of control, I know it'll get bought up there. But that's really the only reference point you will have if you're above it already.
Okay, and then one time I didn't quite catch the whole thing, but I heard FICO talking about how you could just watch it change in the day, like from under you to overhead, and that's something you got to watch out for.
Right. Yeah, because each day there's new orders and new buyers and sellers. So yeah, those prices can change, particularly upgrade. I mean, I don't want to get into specific catalysts for that, but yeah, there will be instances where a lot of times, hey, it may be a situation where like it's a good sign, like, hey, the price is going to go up. They raise the point of control. So I think again, it's just an added piece of information for you. But yeah, just be mindful of that though when you're in trades. If it's something that you're day trading and it moves on you in the middle of the day or something, then sure, you want to be knowledgeable and cognizant of it. But yeah, no, that's something to be aware of. I haven't seen a scenario where it's like affected me negatively though, but just being mindful of it is key. But I think
it's just a level, like you don't know what the orders are. You just know there's some real activity right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there could be instances where it breaks through. You may get a small 5 or 15-minute TTO and then breaks through that puppy. But just it's just a function of what trade you're looking for. If you're in the scalp, you may say, you know what, I'm getting out here when it touches. Versus if you're in the swing, it's not gonna really matter to you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That helped a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate that. I needed that. Have you guys looked at SO already?
Not for tomorrow, no. We'll take a look right now. We'll make this one.
Look now, bro. I hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Oh man, thank you, man. You as well, man. Yeah, man. Christmas was good, man. The kids are happy, so that's all that matters. So yeah, it was good, man.
Right. All right.
They spoiled. They'll play for about 2 weeks and then they'll go back to their old stuff.
Or play with the box.
Yeah, right. It's like, I never get that. Yeah. So yeah, SO. Looks like SO again. Man, we had the 3 down, and we had the 2-2, 3-2-2 back up, and then we had consolidation today in the afternoon session. And so looks like we closed out with the inside day. I would look for this thing to go 212 to the upside tomorrow. I don't have any bearish case on this one. Looks like buyers are still present. So we'll be looking for that entry above 72.48. And now as far as taking it where target, I have to do a little more looking into it. But obviously we see, to yesterday's high of 72.83 as a level. But the next broadening formation is 73.30. So that's about $1 and change away. So that could potentially be a level as well. Would be just under $1 price move after triggers. So you just have to analyze and see what that can do. But then that second broad information level is like at 73.82, and that is a cool $1 and change over. So yeah, just need to see what the contracts pay out on that one. But I think the trade itself is solid.
Let me ask you another quick question on that from a swing perspective, because I've been in that thing for like 5 weeks.
Nice.
And I got my finger on the trigger of maybe cutting it because I wanted to like close out for the year. But now I'm looking at that quarter candle and I'm like, damn, I got a hammer on the quarter. I'm just a little leery of like some first week of the year selling. What's your perspective on that?
Which I think for me, I think you'll get the selling closer to middle of the month is my take on it. But I mean, how far away are you from your target?
I was going for the quarterly at 77.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm getting pretty close.
Yeah, what's your time?
I'm January 20th.
Okay, yeah, January 20th. Yeah, so now you're in you gotta be pretty much tapped in now until exit time. So I would consider my next point. I would consider this next broadening formation level around 74, where my cursor is. That would be like a conservative level, just to get your money, claim the win, and get out. I think with the time that you have, 3 additional weeks, you could probably stretch out to this 76 level. And then obviously if you're aggressive, then you're that 77, 78 levels ultimately. And that's where I think the trade ultimately will end up. But, you're stretching it close to that expiration week to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, this has been such a good trade. I don't want to blow it at the end. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on that. You know what I mean?
You're right.
I got in at 64. I'm like over here.
Yeah, because
I'm looking the trophy around already.
Yeah. It seems to me this next set of broadening formations that you're going to come up to at 74, they don't seem too strong. I mean, it's created wicks and past candles, but it hasn't been seen as a strong candle in terms of moving price action one way or the other. So, it just may be one that may create a wick. So you may lose a week in time with it trading through that broad information to get to the next level. So that's what I mean when next week or the week after, when you're in that broad information range, you may get some choppiness as it makes its way through. And so with two weeks left on your contracts, is that something you want to sit through? Or do you want to say, you know what? I just want to take the stress-free win, and whatever's left on the table is left on the table.
Right. Okay. All right. I appreciate you letting me bounce that off you, bro.
Oh, for sure. Because now you're like, I won.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. So
totally.
Yeah, so I think I've done this before where I've tried to eke out the last 1-2%, and I got caught in the gap down or something retraces on me, and then it eventually went back and got that 1-2%. But now I'm pushing up on expiration day, or I'm in the last week of the trade, biting my nails because I should have just got out earlier.
Right. And just saved yourself the anxiety, right?
Exactly. And so I think that next broad information level would be a decent level. You may potentially get there tomorrow or Monday. But yeah, I mean, I think those are that seems to me what I'd be looking at in terms of exit levels. Now I'm just targeting exits.
Okay, so you're feeling like your experience is that the Santa Claus lasted a little bit into January.
Yeah, I think we hit the
That's what the
highs the first
almanac
week.
says too.
Yeah, we hit the highs that first week of January this year, but then we went like sideways like all the way until the monthly expiration. So like the next week we pulled down, and then the next week we went up, and so we never came back to that high, but we never pulled far down from it. So it kept buyers interested. If you see what I mean, like it didn't give you like those huge pull downs, so you were still thinking we're bullish, and that's what I saw with the market. It wasn't until like we turned over late January going into February, it was like, whoa, oh shit, you know, it was like 3 weeks of sideways, like, oh, we got some bullish days, okay, pull down, bullish days, and then it just slapped us after after that, or slapped down. We were in energy, but yeah, so that's how that kind of played out. I would, I think with SO, you're gonna get more of a seasonality sentiment from SO versus the other stocks in the market. So this one you're gonna get like, you're just getting that sentiment from that piece. It's more so energy sympathy. So
yeah, and it's got like a natural gas aspect to it
too,
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's a cold time of year. Okay, cool. Yeah, I appreciate it. Sometimes I don't have time to ask detailed questions on the call during the day because I always get interrupted at work and stuff whenever I get on the phone. So I appreciate you letting me talk that through with you.
Absolutely, man. That's why I'm here, man. I love it. I appreciate you asking the questions.
All right, I appreciate you, brother. Have a good night.
All right, you too, man.
And don't blow that trade, guy. That's a great trade, man.
Yeah, man. Phenomenal trade. I know you and Monopoly have been in there for a while. So yeah. And that's Monopoly from out there. So like he trying to get some of his money back. And so they I think they work Louisiana. They the provider for Louisiana. So yeah, natural gas, air conditioning, stuff like that. Central utilities. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a pack favorite as well. We love that SO. And that one ain't done us wrong. First 2 days of January is Santa. Yeah. Cool. Sounds like we got through all the questions. Well, then, if that's the case, I'm gonna let y'all go, and y'all have a great evening. But I think we got a pretty good mix of tickers to play for tomorrow. I think we're set up for any type of situation that occurs tomorrow. So if the market is bullish and SPY gives us some more juice tomorrow, two up on the week or whatever, then we're set up for plays to take advantage in that area. And then if the market wants to go bearish and it only wants to do what energy and materials was doing earlier this week, then we are set up and prepared for that as well. So that's what I'm expecting, Paul. It's the end of the year for volatility. I don't know. For those of you that were on the live calls these last couple of weeks, we talked about SPY making that 3 down 2 weeks ago. And my expectation was that we would go 2 down last week and then 2 up this week. And we're playing that out to the T right now. The main thing is that SPY want to make me earn it and wait till Friday to go 2 up. But other than that, that's just kind of what correlates with my thesis of what's going to happen tomorrow. So for that thesis to come to fruition, SPY would need to go 2 up tomorrow and 2 up on the day and 2 up on the week tomorrow. So that is what my expectation will be, just based on what my experience has been. So we'll see if that occurs. We do got some move. We got to get to like the 387 level on SPY to go 2 up on the week. So that will be a strong day. We'd be calling for a strong day if that occurs. but I do expect for us to go 2 up on the day tomorrow, at the very least. So let's see what happens. But with that, Pack family, I'm gonna let y'all have it. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch y'all early, bright and early for these 0 days. Let's get it. Let's turn up. Last Friday of the year, people. Let's go.
Appreciate you, Russ. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe.